Good morning, all. Today we are going to discuss about models to momentum. Why we have to discuss about momentum at this moment? From the last 7 to 8 years, whatever we are experimenting, most of our experiments lie as a POCs. Very few, almost less than 30%, we have seen giving the ROIs. The maximum ROI we have seen in the last 2 years. Prior to that, we are only experimenting. Today we are going to discuss about from models to momentum, how building enterprise-ready AI systems that actually deliver to the production and the market ready. We are going to discuss about the AI paradox as well as some of the AI initiatives, why it fails when we are implementing in the production, and the recent revolutions, the model to the outcome based architecture and models which we are following as part of the industry, and the enterprise AI system architecture we will be going to discuss about. And apart from that, we are also going to discuss about the multi-tenant and the cloud native foundations, and we are going to discuss about the agentic AI voice services, STT and TSS kind of operations, and some checklists we are going to, I am going to show it to you, and the scalable strategy. All right, the AI paradox. If you see, 90% of industries, they are claiming we are already using AI in our regular operations. This is actually they are not. The maximum they are using either Copilot or they are using Office Copilot implementation, Office 365 with the AI support. However, now the organizations are in a FOMO mode. If they are not gathering the AI trend, they will be losing the competition. That's why you are seeing 90% of organizations, they are claiming we are already in AI. However, the 65% of these implementations or projects stuck in POC side. They are already stuck to the ceiling. They are facing the scalability issues. Last year, we have implemented for one of the big 4 banks in Australia, one of the agentic AI solution. The agentic AI solution was working properly in offsite. When we have started configuring, it started behaving differently. Why it is happening? Most of the POCs or POVs stuck at in the POC level, and 39% of projects only seeing the ROI. Especially the ROI we are seeing in the customer support area, customer support domain, as well as the CI/CD implementations, basically agentic AI implementations for the automation. Most of the companies are seeing, and you will be seeing the 39% scope coming from there. Why AI initiatives are failing or fails? One is, till 2022, we were only concentrating on the models, but there were no proper governance mechanism, or there is no the cost constraints or integration mechanisms. This is one of the things which we have seen in the industry, lack of governances that resulted huge regulatory risks. When we are implementing agentic AI solutions, especially the HIPAA kind of constraints or regulations getting failed in healthcare domain, as well as GDPR when it comes to the Europe, and the other industry-wise constraints we have seen. And another thing is the second part is architecture. It is fragmented ad hoc designs. It cannot be scaled up. And also in our implementations, we have seen like inconsistent technology stacks across teams are also become a limitation for us. The weak architecture, definitely it goes for the scalability issues. After architecture, the next phase is the integration, where you will be integrating with the different systems, different existing marketing solutions as well as different business solutions. That is one of the backbone for business operations. Most of the POCs, whatever executed till 2024 and 25, most of these POCs executed in isolated way. And when we bring in to the production and configuring, we have seen the production systems behaving strangely. And also the cost constraints. How we have seen similar kind of a trend when we modernized some of our application stacks from the monolithic to the microservices, as well as when we went from on-premise systems to the cloud. Similar kind of a trend we have seen in case of AI and agentic AI solutions, especially the GPU costs and refactoring of your code. It vastly consumes the computation power, and proportionally it increases your cost of implementation, cost of testing, as well as cost of deployment. And also even most of the companies, there is no AI specific ownership. Most of the companies are seeing again the data science departments, they are taking care of AI, but there is no particular AI division which supports these initiatives. Especially Asia Pac region and Europe, completely they are dependent on first AI data and followed by AI. Coming to the model shift, initially as we discussed, we were talking about the models, and later it came to the systems, and now it became the outcome centric initiatives. From 2018 to 2022, we have seen only the training of the models from applied models like TensorFlow, or the GPT models like GPT-3, GPT-4, or BERT kind of transformation models. However, we didn't see any outcome from these trainings era. And after that, industry completely concentrated on the systems, where we will be talking about the orchestrations, governance, and integrations. If you see one of the statistics, like the Gartner predicted that by 2025, 70% of AI investments would be directed towards the agentic. As of now, most of the revenue or the scalable revenue which we are seeing is the agentic AI-based implementations than the applied AI initiatives. From 2026, this year onwards, we'll be seeing a different trend in the AI implementations. specifically most of the CIOs and CTOs are looking for outcome-centric initiatives. This definitely, let us hope this will be a successful model. How we implemented in 2000 era or 2020 era. Similarly, we will be going to work with the AI initiatives as part of our outcome-based imperatives. And coming to the enterprise AI architecture structure is, as discussed, the first layer is a data layer, which talks about your databases, real-time pipelines, everything will be configured as part of your data layers. And the second layer is a model layer, which we were talking about the systems like LLMs and the fine-tuned models comes as part of your model layer. And the third one is orchestration, which combines your different systems and bring in onto the synchronization way. And the fourth layer is observability and the governance. One is from the process side, and the second one is observability side. We have seen many issues we observed when we have implemented these AI systems into the production systems. You can go through some of the incidents happened in the real time, like what happened in case of a Replit, how the agentic AI impacted on their production systems. And the next layer is experience layer, which will be talking about your speech to text conversions and text to speech kind of operations. And for all these implementations and the scalability, the platform layer or a platform is the backbone. Coming to the implementations, as a POC, we have seen in our data centers are a limited access to the cloud tiers. But for the production systems, we'll be implementing in multi-tenant architecture layers and the cloud native designs and the cost-effective factors. As we have discussed, one of the ROI creating or generating framework is agentic AI. 40% of the enterprises workflows are now it is getting transformed to the agentic AI based solutions, which will be replacing the normal common IVRs based systems, as well as the CI/CD pipelines, the traditional old the CI/CD pipeline systems, or the guardrails, the observability patterns. Everything will be replaced with the agentic AI. And one of the models which we have discussed about the voice as a interface or a voice as a service, how it works in case of the agentic or Gen AI implementations. Initially, the first step, the voice will comes as an input, and it converts into the STT, speech to text format. For the speech to text format, you can depend on specific RAGs or LLMs, or you can also use some of the predefined capabilities of Google or Azure solutions. And the third one is LLMs. The LLMs will take whatever the speech, the prompts it comes, it converts into the right format and gives it to the agentic orchestration. The agentic orchestration will convert these prompts into API specific and moves to the text to speech. Here, if you see, there are two things, two milestones. One is a voice to text and a text to speech phases. Especially, we have seen in implementation, the natural voice are very close to the human voice based implementations. That is difficult to achieve. However, the, the IVRS based implementations are a robo kind of a speech which we succeed as part of the text to speech solutions. Probably you might have heard about a couple of weeks ago, the Anthropic has released the text to speech solutions, which is nearly close to human voices. And once it converts into the text to speech, it goes to the voice output. The production ready checklist. What is production ready and how we can make our AI implementations production ready? One is governance. As we discussed, the policies, compliance, as well as the data usage will come as part of your governance mechanism. And observability comes for the monitoring, your implementation of your guardrails, as well as your pipelines, behavior monitoring comes as part of your observability. And the fallback mechanism comes based on the support or any implementation mechanism. Always, whatever the production systems, we have seen like the first point of escalation or first point of a contact is agents. If there is any first agent fails, the second it comes to the second agent. Or if there is any vulnerability, if you have seen in your network, it comes to the agent to fix the issue. However, the first point of contact always will be a human who will be taking care of the scenarios. And the scalable strategy, whatever we have discussed about the multi-cloud implementations, the stage one single tenant will be used as part of your POCs. Once the POCs are successful, you would be scaling up to the small scale implementations, which will be in the production. Up to the 10 tenants, or it will be used for multiple teams. The goal at this moment, like the small scale implementations, are standardizing architecture as well as reusing methodologies. The stage 3 goes to the medium scale implementations, where you would be seeing 100 tenants, up to 100 tenants, you would be seeing implementations. The goal of this medium scale implementations are reliability, compliance, and a predictable cost. Some of the AI initiatives, whatever we are seeing at this moment in the market, they are in medium scale implementation. The next one is large scale implementations, which you would be seeing the 1,000 tenants at a time. The goal of these large scale implementations is deliver AI as a durable enterprise service. And it can scale to 1,000 or more than 1,000 tenants. And it will be a production ready solution, which will be deployed in multi-market deployments. Business value alignment comes. We have discussed about the POCs which we have implemented and what are the limitations. However, some of the, what is the ROI, what is the business value with these implementations is strategic outcomes, operational outcomes, customer outcomes, and measures and the KPIs. Basically, the companies are looking for the revenue growth as well as the cost reductions. As part of your operational outcomes, increasing the AA productivity and co-pilot implementations, which we have seen some of the application implementations which supports your application development or software development. And the customer outcomes, as we discussed, the text-to-speech and the speech-to-text solutions, which are near to the voice of a human implementations. You would be seeing the customers are expecting a similar kind of outcomes. Measurements and the KPIs, the cost per inference, resource utilizations, and the cost constraints will come as part of your measures and the KPIs. How the 2018 onwards, we started implementing the AI in the production systems when GPT-1 came into the picture. However, how the next decade will be looking like? One is models to the systems. Most of the pilots and POCs which we have implemented, that will be coming to the productions. And also, whatever the hype which we have seen as part of last couple of years, that will be we'll be seeing the hype from the outcome based. From single use to the multi-tenant users, which is possible, which we will be seeing in the next couple of years. And also for the customer support and especially the healthcare, the text to voice and voice to text implementations which we will be seeing as part of it. We are seeing the next decade where AI will be rewarded for the builders, not for the experiments. Whatever the CTOs and the CIOs already stopped funding without any outcome-based solutions. That's why we most of the AI implementations which we have started rolling out to the production and measuring the ROIs. If you are interested working on any AI solutions on TSS or STT kind of solutions, you can reach out to me. We have implemented several solutions which are in production in the market. Thank you very much.